Jenos is a really weird support. He's a champion who has some of the most consistent healing in the game, because he has an auto-aim mark that just sticks with somebody for over 10 seconds, and it just constantly heals them up. He can have multiple of them out at the same time, he can deploy them through walls. It's so good. But at the same time, it's also kind of bad, because he has almost no burst. Luminary does provide him with some burst heals, but they're not nearly on the same level as a champion like Pip, or Furia, or any of the burst healers we have in this game, right? So, yeah, he's kind of strange. He also has some extra utility in this kit in the form of his Void Grip, and of course he has pretty good damage output for a healer. He also can kind of see past walls with his movement ability because it puts him in third person, so he's got a lot of interesting stuff going on, but he's ultimately not really a super hot healer right now. He is one of the lowest win rate supports in the game right now if you look at high elo, which isn't really surprising, but at the same time, when he was a much stronger healer, when they actually buffed his healing consistency and healing output, he became the most brain-dead S-tier support in the game. So that was also pretty weird, if you remember that, like 6 months back. So Jenos has had kind of a weird time in Paladins, and he actually used to be quite a bit different to the way he is now. So let me grab Luminary real quick. We're just going to go with the standard healing build, just because I'm really going to be focusing on the commentary here today, and not necessarily the gameplay. But yeah, Jenos used to be way more of a utility support. He was not necessarily designed with high healing output in mind. So what am I talking about exactly? Well, back in the day, Luminary wasn't a healing talent. Luminary was a damage amp talent. He gave a damage amplifier to every single... Oh, that's XSTB on the enemy team? What the heck? Okay. But yeah, he gave a damage amp to every single champion who he put his mark on, which was absolutely busted. But it also meant that it didn't really matter that much that he had a pretty poor healing output. Because the thing is, he gave consistent healing, which was nice. You had to play more smartly with your positioning. But he also gave that damage amp, and that damage amplifier is what actually won you the fight, right? Because you were doing more damage than your enemies. You could kill them faster than they could kill you. And it paired especially well in conjunction with those high damage output champions. Like if I put a mark on Khan right there, he's Storm of Bullets. He's one of the best damage tanks in the game, right? So he's going to do a metric crap ton of damage to these guys, right? That's a good combo. Or, you know, put it on Bomb King. Now he's doing over 900 damage per bomb. It's insane. Now, I'm not calling for that to come back, because it was pretty overpowered. That's why it got removed in the first place. But after it got removed, notice what happened. Jenos became pretty trash. Pretty trash tier for a very long time. Because, yeah, he did a little bit more healing. That's what they gave him to compensate, but he just didn't do enough. And that's been the way he was for a very long time. And... oh, let me just throw this out. Okay. But yeah, then, eventually, you know, Season 6 rolls around, and we end up getting keywords added to champions. We also get a lot of support buffs. Every single support got buffed in Season 6, and Jenos was no exception. So about the middle of the year, Jenos got these massive buffs to his healing output, and it made him overpowered. Because, all of a sudden, he was capable of putting out more healing than most characters in the game, while also doing it easier than every other character in the game, because mechanically he's one of the easiest supports to play, right? You just throw the mark on people. It sticks with them. You just make sure you have the marks on like 2 or 3 people, you're good. Like, boom, easy. It takes almost no skill. So, buffing his healing output made him really unfun to play against, but now they've toned his healing output back down again, and now he's kind of crap again. He's still very consistent, and he's still got some utility of, you know, being able to heal through walls on a map like Dawnforge. That's very nice. But, yeah, he's certainly not meta. Not even close. So, what can be done, then, to help fix Jenos and make him a healthy, you know, strong character that's not busted, right? Buffing his healing output, not the way to do that, I don't think. I think the better way to do it is to give him more utility, to play into the original point of Jenos, which was giving utility to the champions rather than being a heal bot. And this is a trend I want to see generally happening in Paladins, not necessarily just to Jenos. I want more diversity among the supports instead of everyone just being a heal bot. But I think for Jenos, it's especially imperative that he's not a heal bot, because mechanically, very, very simple, very easy, and that consistency is nice about his healing, but that means he shouldn't necessarily have super crazy healing and bursts and all that in the process, right? But instead, giving him some utility, you know, maybe applied on the mark, or maybe applied through some other means, or maybe like given through a card or a talent or whatever, I think that would be a really good idea. Whoa. Oh, that's still a bug. Sometimes the ultimate just absolutely freezes the lobby for a second there with Jenos. I don't know why. Really confusing. Ah, that... I'm not even streaming right now, and I'm still getting stream sniped by Stealthy and XSTB. How does that even happen? I'm not even on Twitch right now. What is this BS, dude? My life is a joke. Anyways. What would I do then instead, right? Instead of giving him a damage amp, because the damage amp was disgustingly broken, right? What could we maybe do instead? Well, there are a bunch of options, actually. For one thing, you could just give him a movement speed boost on the mark, right? I don't know what value you'd want to put it at, but you could do that. Movement speed boosts are very powerful in this game. It's Grok's best card. Movement speed is one of the only reasons why you pick Grok in the comps that you pick him, right? You get the totems, you get the movement speed, you get the area healing, it's nice, right? But that 30% movement speed is awesome. So maybe you could do something similar to the Jenos, right? Maybe give him, like, I don't know, 15, 20% movement speed amp on the person who's marked. Or, possibly a more interesting idea is you could play into the concept of Jenos being astral, right? He's this cosmic being, and in space, there's low gravity on the moon and other places. So, what if Jenos gave a jump height increase on the people who were marked? Or something like that, right? That could be cool. Just in general, you could think of a bunch of different utility buffs you could give on the mark, and you could try and make that work. Now, would it be balanced in the current state with the amount of uptime he can achieve on his marks and maybe the amount of healing he can do? Well, I don't know. That would be something to look into and adjust. But I think the point is, you could kind of revisit the idea of making it so that you pick Jenos for the utility, you make him a bit situational. It's like, oh, okay, do I need a movement speed amp on X champion? Yes? Okay, well, let me pick Jenos then. Oh, do I need a jump height increase? Okay, let me pick Jenos. You could even separate it by card or by talent, so that way you have to make choices whether you want movement speed or jump height, or maybe a small amount of both, or, you know, you could do some combination. Or you could do some sort of other buff. you could do lifesteal, I guess. Now, that kind of be lame. Or shoot, maybe it is a good idea to bring the damage amp back. That sounds like a very controversial idea to me, but, I mean, it is a thought, I guess. There are just a lot of interesting things you could do. You could also have maybe a card that gives, like, ammo to allies. Like, restores a percentage of their ammo every time you initially mark them. That could be cool. You couldn't do it, like, passively every second, because that would be kind of, kind of busted. But, yeah, you know, you could totally visit that concept as well. In general, I think it's just a good idea to get the ball rolling with, you know, doing some of these interesting ideas to try and give him more of a reason to be picked outside of his healing. But, especially because we already have enough healbots in the game, right? We still have Ying, we still have Grover, we still have Saris, we still have Io. We have all of these healbots that just do nothing but heal, right? Which is sad to put Grover in that category, but, I mean, Frosty's a lot weaker than it used to be, and, I mean, you just pick Rampant Blooming and you just heal your team, and he's, you know, he's one of the best healers in the game for it. But, yeah. I want to see, in general, a trend towards more utility, because I think utility is just... It's a great way to distinguish the supports and give them more of an individual reason to be picked, right? For the longest time, we've had a meta of, okay, which healbot is the best? Okay, let me pick the healbot that heals the most. You don't really have a meta where you have, like, oh, okay, I have this specific comp that needs this specific healer because they provide X value. Oh, we have another different comp that needs X value from a different support, right? You don't have all this nuance, and you don't have all of this, I guess, diversity, right? The most diversity we have is like, oh, okay, well, we have Corvus, he's the pocket champion. Still kind of a heal bot, but I guess you could go Dark Gift if you want. Or you have Ray. Ray is probably the most unique healer in the game we have at the moment, because she is the only support that provides ultimate charge. She has a lot of utility. She has the damage reduction, right? She has the reload speed boost as well. She has all these boosts found in her cards. She can even apply damage debuffs to the enemies. She has all these unique capabilities that make her a true support. An actual support, rather than just a healer. And that's awesome. But she's so, you know, alone in that category, because she's basically the only one I can think of who actually has, you know, this unique dynamic like that. Bruh, guys, can we kill this Koga? Okay. And yeah, you pick her in double support comps because she can provide a lot of boosts to her healer, especially in terms of the ultimate charge, and that ultimate charge is really good for powering up other support ultimates. But she's also really good on a comp with someone who has good ultimates like Fernando and Khan. Rei would actually be pretty nice in terms of her buffs she provides on this comp because we have a bunch of really good ultimates. Fernando ult, Khan ult, some of the S tier ults in this game, right? They're amazing. So, stop it, Stealthy. Wow, Ying actually countered my Void Grip. Oh boy. Please! I'm trying! Oh god, stop it! Bro, I'm just getting bullied. Where's the rest of my team? I need help in the backline here. Me and Fernando are facing the entire enemy team by ourselves. Oh boy. It's a good thing I don't care about this match, because I'm just talking about Jenos right now.
You're already dead.
15 seconds remaining.
But yeah, let me know what you think about all of this in the comment section down below. Obviously, I would love to hear your thoughts on the support meta. I'm the type of person who I like to see variety. I like to see strategy. I like to see more skill in the supports and more diversity in the support roster than what we have at the moment. But maybe you think differently. Maybe you like having heal bots. Maybe you think we should just have a bunch of healers because healing is fun or something. I don't know. Maybe I have it all wrong and that the type of support meta I'm thinking about wouldn't work in modern Paladins. I don't know. But, yeah, I think there's definitely a discussion to be had about supports. I feel like we've had to talk a lot about supports in the past year or so, ever since they introduced keywords and have gone on this rampage of buffing every support's healing output, right? It's just, it's a lot to talk about, right? One last thing, I guess, kind of a recent thing is, you know, with Ying ult, like how she just countered my Void Grip there, I think that's actually really great. I'm super happy with what they did to Ying ult. Ying is still really freaking strong right now, obviously. No doubt about that, and she's still one of the most powerful heal bots in the game as well. But I really like what they've done with her ultimate in the sense of giving it that 1 second of crowd control immunity at the start. It's actually completely brand new. Even though it sounds like just another CC immune ability, right? It's brand new in the sense that you can use it to counter things that, you know, weren't there before. There are actually brand new interactions that only exist because of this ultimate, right? Case in point. When Khan ults this round, if Ying is, you know, good enough at it, she times it well enough, she can actually free the person from Khan, right? Like if Khan grabs somebody, let's say Khan grabs Victor, Ying can ult, and Victor will just be released. That never existed in the game before. That's a really cool support interaction. And, I mean, yeah, it's really strong, obviously, but it's also an ultimate. I like the idea of strong ultimates, so I'm fine with that. Oh, that missed. Okay. But, yeah, like, I like to see more cool interactions like that. More unique stuff where supports can support their teammates in other ways than just healing, right? And now, with this thing with Ying, you've opened up this situation where, yeah, Ying can just use her ultimate for healing if she wants, but if there's a lot of CC on the enemy team, she might want to have to strategize and decide, oh, okay, maybe I need to save this ultimate and time it for another ultimate. Actually have a bit more tact with the Ying ult than just spamming it over and over again. It's an interesting idea. And that's super nice. So, yeah. I think this Ying ult actually shows us a taste of what it could be like to have supports that do this. If Ying wasn't such a strong heal bot and instead had more utility, right? Imagine the cool interactions you'd have, right? Basically, I want that for, like, most supports. And I'm not saying we should get rid of heal bots either. It makes sense to have a few supports that are more dedicated on healing for those players who just, yeah, want to heal their team a bunch. And for some comps, some strategies, that makes sense. But, yeah, not every support should be a heal bot, is my end goal and end desire with what I'm saying here. Oh, Vora's dead. Okay, here, take this heal. I guess let's maybe focus on the gameplay now? Not that there's much gameplay to be had, it's Jenos, but, oh god, it's just me getting flanked by XSTB and Stealthy the entire match. Seriously, how am I getting stream sniped when I'm not even streaming? Like I said in a previous video, I'm recording a bunch of videos in advance right now because of some IRL stuff I have going on. So yeah, I'm sitting here and I'm bulk recording a bunch of videos. This is the second video I'm recording. It's not even a pattern. It's not even like... I feel like barely anyone knows I'm on right now, but now I'm still getting like stream sniped. I don't understand. I don't like this. Let me throw this in here. Oh, I almost had him. That's a shame. I was going to try and get Koga as he was fighting Khan. I'm really struggling to keep these tanks alive. The thing with Jenos, by the way, if you are struggling to get healed by him these days, is you have to be just more careful with your positioning, right? Because some supports enable really aggressive positioning. You can just play wherever you want, and they'll heal you back up and make up for your mistakes. But with Jenos, you do have to be more careful with your positioning. So if you notice you have a solo healer Jenos on your team, especially if you have double tanks, because, you know, double tanks require a lot of extra healing. You can try and supplement your healing with items, right? Meditation is good. Life Rip can be good on champions that have high DPS. And you can also just, try and play more strategically around cover. Try and be more decisive with your picks and all of that stuff, right? Because, at the end of the day, he is not a super great healer. Very consistent healing, and that's nice, but he's lacking the utility he had back in the day, and he's no longer the S-tier brain-dead support that he once was. We were still able to get 143,000 healing. Of course, both our tanks bought rejuve, so that's part of why. They only had one tank, but Ying was still able to out-heal me, get 169,000 healing. Nice. But, let me know what you think about all of this in the comment section down below. Make sure to drop a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, and I will see you all next time. Peace out.